Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 6 of my Healing with Herbs series. If you are new here, this is basically a series where I introduce to you different herbs that have a lot of medicinal benefits that can be either taken internally or applied externally. But today we are going to be talking about ashwagandha, and I'm going to be telling you all the amazing benefits of how to use this herb. Again, if you are new, please subscribe, comment down below which herbs that you want me to talk about. And yeah, I'm super excited to get started because ashwagandha is something that I have been using for literally years. So if you are new to the herb, welcome, and just stay tuned so you can learn more about it. In today's video, I'll be taking you on a journey of discovering and learning about an herb called ashwagandha. Being native to the drier regions of India, North Africa, and the Middle East, ashwagandha belongs to the nightshade family and is commonly used in Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurveda is a healing system that ranges from using oils, teas, herbs, and a lot of healing techniques like tongue scraping, agni, meditation, and so much more to heal and balance the mind, body, and spirit. The practice of Ayurveda or Ayurvedic medicine originates from India and has been around for more than 3,000 years. So from here you might be wondering what ashwagandha actually is and what are its benefits. The scientific name for this herb is Withenia somnifera, and the Latin species name somnifera actually means to induce sleep. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen that boosts the immune system, reduces anxiety, and is anti-inflammatory. Ashwagandha, or adaptogens in general, enhance the body's ability to deal with stress, enhances mental activity, reaction time, and physical performance. And for anyone wondering what an adaptogen is, adaptogens are herbs and plants that basically help our bodies deal with stress, anxiety, and overall gives us the balance that we might need. Adaptogens can give our bodies the strength and stability to deal with life's everyday problems. Some of the benefits of taking adaptogens are: number 1, it can help our bodies handle stress better. Number 2, adaptogens can boost and give us energy. Number 3, improves our focus and concentration. And number 4, it can boost our immune system. Some of you may be wondering, is ashwagandha safe to use and how do you take it? And yes, although ashwagandha is an adaptogen, not all herbs are made the same and not all herbs are safe for you. That's why it's important to do your proper research and not just consume and take things because they are popular. There are certain herbs, as a matter of fact, a lot of herbs that might interact with any medications that you are currently taking. If you have any health issues, any disabilities that you may personally have, ashwagandha might not be the best for you. It's important to read from any websites, or if you personally have the product in front of you, it's important to read any labeling on the product itself. That will give you a recommended dosage in which you should start taking. But when it comes to ashwagandha, and whether you are taking it in tincture form and adding it to any water, any beverages you might have, or whether you have the actual herb itself and you're making a tea with it, depending on your conditions, ashwagandha could be added to your daily routine to overall help with your mood, your anxiety, and overall handling stress. Not only can you get the benefits of ashwagandha in the form of tinctures and teas, but ashwagandha can actually be found in certain beauty and cosmetics products as well. Products like moisturizers, shampoos, and even Goli gummies do offer ashwagandha in their products. So not only is it recognized by many people that ashwagandha is amazing for you internally, externally, it also has its amazing benefits. So what does ashwagandha symbolize, and what can this herb mean to you? Since ashwagandha can smell quite earthy and have a horse-like smell, it has been given the name the strength of a horse, or often it is called the smell of a horse, but it does symbolize strength. It symbolizes stability, and from my own personal experience, every time I have personally ever needed ashwagandha to soothe me, to calm me down, to give me the confidence and just a better outlook on life that I needed, ashwagandha has always helped me just basically 360 my mood completely. I have incorporated a lot of herbs, especially ashwagandha, into my daily routines. So whether that's the morning time or the nighttime, I have found a way to pair ashwagandha with like any food that I'm taking or any beverages. It is actually recommended, and I have personally done this before, but I have paired ashwagandha with a lot of supplements that I have, like magnesium L-threonate, and I have also paired ashwagandha with other adaptogens that I also have, like bacopa or rhodiola. Just ashwagandha in general, to me, it just makes me feel a little bit more grounded. It makes me feel so much more beautiful. I feel like everybody now, we are realizing how life just is really going by so fast, and sometimes we do need other things to resort to that will make us feel a lot more confident and will help us understand that, we do have things to lean on. So ashwagandha is definitely one of those things. And since we are on the topic of managing stress and finding different ways to deal with stress in our everyday lives, I just personally wanted to share with you 4 tips that I personally do whenever I feel stressed out. And that would be number one. I try to at least meal prep ahead of time or just prepare things for me ahead of time, especially food wise. As somebody with ADHD, it is very difficult for me to think long term about what I'm going to eat, and there's so many different options, and there's so many different ingredients that make me feel so many different ways. But going back to ashwagandha or just using adaptogens, like if you prepare or just like set aside time within your day to think about the types of meals that are going to leave you feeling full, you won't have to really deal with these issues. Also, if you are drinking enough fluids in the morning and adding your little tinctures to it or taking your little supplements, throughout the day you would just be better prepared to handle, again, life stress, any tasks or assignments you have. But yeah, that is rule number one. Just make sure you are meal prepping your meals, taking your vitamins, drinking your water, just like making sure you're going about setting these things aside so you can have them available to you easier. So you won't have to go splurge and think about all this stuff like later on throughout the week when you already stressed and tasked with 1,000 other things. But yeah, that is my number one, I don't know, little tip for you. Okay, this is tip number 2. So, physical activity, or just like, for example, exercise, it's actually really amazing for you because not only does it get your mind off things, let's say like you're angry, right? And you go from sitting in the house upset. I'm not sure what you're upset about, but you're sitting in the house upset and you're just like, you have this urge to just get out of your body a little bit, just go for a run, because like you're up here, you're pumped, okay? It actually is beneficial for you to go on that run or to do that Pilates class or to do some jumping jacks, is because when you do physical activity, it releases a chemical called endorphins, which improves your mood and reduces stress. So physical activity, not only is it amazing for your health, but it is amazing for you whenever you feel stressed out and you just want to, I don't know, improve that mood like quicker. Like you will go from, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the world, to, oh my God, I feel like I'm on top of the world. And let me just say, as somebody that loves to freaking run, it is the best feeling in the world when you go from stressed out to angry to miserable, like literally depressed, to, okay, I'm going to do this thing. Although you might be like, I don't want to exercise. Who am I exercising for? I don't care about being in shape. I don't care about staying toned. No. What is actually going to happen is that you don't want to get so comfortable and staying in a state of mind where you feel like this is your normal. You don't have to settle for being upset. Get up, exercise, because not only is it going to help you reduce that stress that you're feeling, but you also it's a win-win situation because you're going to get your body in shape, you're going to be more in tone, and who doesn't want that? Number 3 on my list, I feel like everybody does. Okay, if you don't know by now, journaling is amazing. Who doesn't love journaling? But I have found that journaling actually is helpful. You know what? I'm going to say there has been multiple times in my life where I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not writing my feelings down in a notebook. This is stupid. This is so dumb. Like, because you don't want to feel vulnerable. Or maybe some of us have like the biggest egos in the world where it's like, I don't want to feel broken down. But I promise you, the more you hold that stress in, or the more you feel like you can't say what you actually want to say, it just eats away at you and you become miserable and you become angrier. So that's why things like journaling or just talking to other people like therapists or counselors or even your friends really does help. Okay, and this is number 4. This kind of has like multiple other tips in one, but okay, this is what I do. I go on Spotify. I have Spotify Premium, okay, because I don't have Apple Music. Okay, your girl is like a little broke, but I basically go on Spotify and try to find sounds that are very soothing. So like sound bowls, hand drums, rain sounds. You know, like the normal that we will look up on YouTube, right? I try to do deep breathing exercise, and again, I have ADHD, so I find that meditation is actually very difficult for me, but I will recommend it. Okay, when you are taking little times throughout your day where it's just like you staying completely still and slowing down and coming into your body and completely feeling it and releasing whatever has been on your mind, just for like, it could literally be like a simple 1 to 2 minutes, 20 or 30 seconds if again you can't sit still like me, just to breathe and relax and feel what you're feeling and let it come and go if it needs to, but just to relax, okay? Because it will ease you, it will ease your mind, your body, your spirit, especially when throughout the day you often feel like you don't get enough time for yourself. Just finding moments within your day where you can just like breathe and just stand still, it is very beneficial for you and especially your body. But yeah, that is tip number 4. I unfortunately don't have any more tips for you all, but basically all 4 of these tips that I've given you I personally use within my everyday life. I hope you all did enjoy this video and you did learn a lot from this video. If you want to know more, just comment down below what herbs you want me to talk about. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.